Here's an urgent alert from the Student Loan Hotline. The average student loan debt is $25,000. Have you been out of college for 10 or more years and you're still making your student loan payments? If you are struggling with paying off your student loan, if you are past due, we can help. Nationwide Student Loan Relief can now restructure your student loans. We can get your student loans out of default, stop any wage garnishments, stop harassing collection calls, and even eliminate your student loan payment. If you can't afford your student loans, or if you're past due and you need help, you must call right now. We will restructure your loan or your money back, and that's a guarantee. So call the Student Loan Hotline right now. 800-949-8707. 800-949-8707. 800-949-8707.
This is the sports professor, Rick Horrow, with Beyond the Scoreboard, the inside look at the trillion-dollar business, marketing, legal, endorsement, deal-making issues of sports. From the fans' perspective, we'll get into some of those as we get later on in the show, including a really cool entrepreneur who's developed a shooting and coaching system for basketball just ahead of the NBA Finals that I know we're all focused on. And so subscribe to our iTunes feed. Look for us on Stitcher, Google Play, and Audio Boom. Join us for the entire show as we deal with all of these issues in the business of sports, NBA, NHL Finals. It's that time of year again. Major League Baseball heading for its June push before All-Star time. NASCAR, Indy 500 after IndyCar. This is the time where sports really shine and separate themselves from the ones that don't. So far, no takers on the other side, although a lot of different issues from the business perspective we're going to cover. So let's get to it. Well, first of all, golf takes center stage, and largely because basically too uncomfortably close to my hometown, Tiger Woods, DUI, the world is yet to assess what that picture that's been published worldwide will mean to his endorsement portfolio. And my take, obviously, is that if he was actively playing, he certainly can golf it off, so to speak, by winning or doing successful things and stepping right back into it. But alas, he's out for a while, and no matter how many times he begins to say that he's ready to come back, this may change things endorsement-wise. We'll have to see. It's too early to assess it long-term, but stay tuned. Other golf issues regard sponsorship and marketing. PGA Tour officially made it across the pond. They've talked about opening an office in London. The move made for a variety of reasons, but the main one appears to be for media rights and sponsorships. The European Tour CEO, Keith Pelly, said Europe would provide a viable alternative to the PGA Tour. Well, them may be fighting words, and sources within the tour insist the London office is sensible given the global sponsorship market and the existing relationship with Sky to cover 31 events per year. So how about the PGA Tour getting some love?
Hey there, did you know that with a bachelor's degree, on average, you could make almost twice as much over a lifetime than a person with just a high school diploma? It's true. According to the 2012 U.S. Census Bureau, college grads with a bachelor's degree make almost twice as much as high school grads. Now, going back to school is easier than ever at Independence University. Log on and complete coursework from the park, or the beach, or even your couch watching the kids. And Independence University gives you the tools, a free tablet and laptop for undergrad students to use and keep when they graduate. That's right. Get a laptop so you can go to college from anywhere. Take the first step to a new career in business, information technology, healthcare, or graphic arts. Call to find the online degree program that's right for you, and you could be on your way to increasing your earning potential.
800-797-1256. 800-797-1256. That's 800-797-1256.
Do you use the blue pill to charge your sex life? Have you been thinking about trying the blue pill? What if we can promise you the same results for less than $3 a pill? If you're paying $20 a pill for the other pills, you're getting taken to the cleaners. Our pill delivers the exact same results for less than $3. We'll do the math for you. You'll save more than $16 a pill for the same results. Want more? We'll give you 40 blue pills or 40 yellow pills for $99 and add 4 more pills free. You save more than $500. You don't have to be a rocket scientist to know what to do next. You need to call and get your 44 pills for just $99. Stop overpaying for the other blue pills. Call us and start saving a ton of money for the exact same results. Ordering is fast and easy with your pills delivered to your door in a non-marked package. 800-223-0992. 800-223-0992. 800-223-0992. That's 800-223-0992.
The sun can make your outdoor deck and patio space so hot and uncomfortable you can't use it. But now there's the Sunsetter Retractable Awning. A Sunsetter Retractable Awning opens and closes in just 60 seconds, and it keeps your patio about 20 degrees cooler. It provides instant shade and protection from the sun's harmful rays. You can get your Sunsetter for as little as $5.99 when you call now to get your special $200 discount certificate and free awning idea kit. You're going to love your Sunsetter Retractable Awning. Sunsetter awnings are assembled in America and guaranteed to last. So call 800-692-0268 now to get a free awning idea kit with DVD plus your $200 Sunsetter discount certificate. This is a limited time offer, so call 800-692-0268. That's 800-692-0268 for your free awning idea kit with DVD and $200 discount certificate. There's no obligation, so call 800-692-0268 now.
Welcome back to Beyond the Scoreboard with Rick Horrow, the sports professor. We pick up right where we left off with Rick breaking down the weekly sports happenings, into business, and more. Here's Rick.
And although an official announcement not expected till midsummer, the PGA's London office already operational. Its prime focus on media rights and tournament sponsorship. The implication is that the PGA Tour will aggressively court sponsors who otherwise might be attracted to European Tour events. And my take is obvious. Given the fiscal power of the PGA Tour, it's intriguing to see this, and the notion that golf is edging toward one global tour. It's impossible to ignore PGA Tour's view of London as an important commercial hub. Obviously, it impacts the FedEx Cup playoffs, the event in Boston, all of the events. Golf moves probably towards some kind of economic global solution down the road. How about football? NFL owners at their spring meeting in Chicago unanimously voted to move the Super Bowl 25, which was scheduled in 2021 for the under-construction Hollywood Park Stadium, to Tampa's Raymond James. The future home of the Chargers and Rams now hosts Super Bowl 26 in 2022. The move stems from rain. Hosting the 2021 Super Bowl there would have required a waiver from the owners, meaning the stadium would have been open for less than a year, and that's not in the Super Bowl rotations guidelines. So the owners also eased the league's widely derided ban touchdown celebrations. Moves that mimic violence or sexually aggressive are still banned, but group celebrations are not. Roger Goodell met with more than 80 current and former players in developing the new policy. And the No Fun League, when Roger Goodell started, may be a little more fun as we move toward other things. Super Bowl move and the celebration allowance, my take, part of the NFL's constant effort to get it right, especially in a period when ratings are down. Look for Roger Goodell to be a little more conciliatory. It is interesting how the Roger Goodell New England Patriot issues may get more into the back seat as the Patriots go about defending their title again. Staying with football, though, and the celebration issue impacts this guy, certainly. The Nikes re-signed Odell Beckham Jr. to what is understood to be the richest shoe contract ever signed by a pro football player. Terms weren't disclosed, but the Beckham number seems to be a 5-year deal worth in the neighborhood of about $5 million per year. The figure about 2 times more than any previous deal Nike had with any football player, and driven up by Adidas' interest in signing Beckham, whose prior Nike contract expired on May 1. Nike clearly has big plans for Beckham, going well beyond his presence on the football field. If certain incentives are met, the 5-year deal could escalate to a mammoth 8-year deal, $48 million for Nike and Beckham. The factors that were paramount in his negotiating favor: talent, production on the field, the New York, New Jersey market, and his social media reach, more than 8 million followers on Instagram, 2.5 on Twitter, and more than 1 million on Facebook. And my take is simple. Beckham's frequently appearing on lists of the world's most marketable athletes, small wonder. He's got to make sure he understands where the line is and doesn't cross it too much. Well, I'm here in Pittsburgh, ladies and gentlemen, and it's Game 1 of the Stanley Cup playoffs, and I understand Bruin fans, Blackhawk fans, and others probably don't want to talk about it, but guess what? Nashville fans experiencing an outbreak of the Stanley Cup fever, games 3, 4, and 5, moved there during the weekend, solidifying its identity as a hockey town. Marcus Mariota and now P.K. Subban, the 2 most marketable figures in sports in what is otherwise a country music stranglehold town. Tennessean notes a 30% increase during the regular season at FS Tennessee, the latest string at an all-time high, 11 local rating for Game 2 of that final Western Conference between the Ducks and the Predators. Obviously, they're moving forward. The league itself moving forward as well as Game 1 kicks off here. The average franchise value, $505 million. About a 3% increase in overall value. Revenue going up about 8 to 10% each year. Really important. Vegas' $500 million expansion franchise fee validates those numbers, and largely because also of TV. The $5.3 billion 12-year commitment with Rogers, NBC, the domestic carrier, and Major League Baseball Advanced Media paying the NHL $100 million a year for the internet rights. Certainly a big deal, minimizing the NHL's risk. Internationally, really important. Remember, last year we were talking about no Canadian teams in the playoffs. This year, 5 out of the 7. And even though Ottawa probably wants to forget how close they came to this finals, certainly a change in tilt and cycle for the Canadian teams, especially with the Canadian assistance plan and the emerging exchange rate working in their favor as well. Internationally, though, broadly, $1 billion of licensed revenue, NHL, worldwide, 50 international licensees and partners. The World Cup successful last year, and players from over 20 countries participating in the NHL, including about a quarter of them American. Sounds good for a league that continues to thrive with labor peace almost better than everybody else. And not surprisingly, teams like the Rangers, the Canadians, and the Maple Leafs, over $1 billion in franchise fees or value, let's say. There are some issues as far as disparity. If the Rangers are $1.25 billion and Carolina, according to Forbes, is $230 million, there is some work to be done. But the 2 teams in the finals this year, the Penguins defending, 11th total value, $560 million, versus Nashville, 26 total value in a smaller southern town at $255 million. But guess what? And here's my take. These games aren't played in the boardroom, are they? Well, then finally, how about basketball and the NBA? As we all know, and how close the Celtics came, and how close the Blackhawks, the Bulls, kind of got started in the playoffs. It seems years away. Obviously, we have a deal with an anticipated trilogy rematch, and Joe Lacob, the owner of the Golden State Warriors, doesn't really care about parity. His comment before the finals is that we're not done. We got to get back some of what it feels taken away from us last year. And first team in NBA history to enter the finals, having gone 12-0 in the first 3 rounds of the postseason. So a verge of making history, and of course Joe Lacob and others would rather make it postseason than they did during the regular season last year. Look where that got them. My take is this: every sport needs a signature brand rivalry. Nicholas Palmer, Federer, Nadal, the Cubs and the Cardinals, the Yankees and the Red Sox, Michigan, Ohio State, and the newly minted Cavs-Warriors rivalry may be the most recent chapter in the NBA. The major awards given out, Kawhi Leonard, James Harden, MVP award, Russell Westbrook, all of those, dunk of the year, best style, block of the year, big deals on June 26. But the most important winner is Kia. They've staked a major claim in the NBA via awards and via All-Star Game sponsorship. And here's another corporation that's involved not only in the regular season, but an extended platform as far as the NBA Finals is concerned, Taco Bell. How about this? Steal a game, steal a taco.
The following update is for drivers who pay too much for car insurance due to DUIs, DWIs, tickets, or anything else. By now, you know all too well that SR22 auto insurance is way more than you'd ever want to pay. You probably thought you didn't have a choice, but you were wrong. Our company specializes in low-cost, very affordable SR22 auto insurance for high-risk drivers. We know that mistakes happen, so take pride in being able to offer absolutely free quotes for this very affordable auto insurance meant specifically for you, the overpaying high-risk driver. We're standing by at 800-758-0725. The only thing you need to do is stop waiting around while your monthly payments stay as high as they are. Our knowledgeable representatives are ready for your call at 800-758-0725. The quote is free, and we'll even handle the filings so you could start saving money every month even sooner. Call 800-758-0725. That's 800-758-0725. Once more, 800-758-0725.
Tired of paying outrageous prices for prescription drugs? Well, we have great news. Now you can finally get prescription drugs at huge discounts from Canada Drug Center. That's right, the most popular drugs for cholesterol, high blood pressure, depression, diabetes, arthritis, and many more are now up to 75% off. Why pay U.S. pharmacy prices when you can get brand name drugs at the lowest price? Call today and get up to 75% off all the popular brand name prescription drugs. Never pay high prices again. Get the most popular drugs at huge savings from our Canadian and international pharmacies and fulfillment centers. No insurance? No problem. Prices are so low you do not need benefits or insurance to get all your prescriptions fast, easy, and affordable. Operators are waiting to take your call now. Order today and get free shipping. Just call 800-950-1180. Up to 75% off all the popular brand name prescription drugs and free shipping. Call 800-950-1180. That's 800-950-1180.
Do you have an old car sitting in your driveway? How would you like to learn a hassle-free way to get rid of it, help kids in need, and get a great tax donation in the process? It's real easy. One simple free call to our car donation hotline is all it takes. Call the Neshama Foundation at 800-760-4895, 800-760-4895. We'll come pick your car up for free and give you a tax donation for the full value of the car, running or not. The value of your unwanted car will go to help kids in need. It's fast and easy. Just call us and your car will be gone and on its way to helping children in 48 hours. And you get a nice tax deduction. Call the Neshama Foundation now to get rid of your car, help kids, and get a tax write-off. Call 800-760-4895, 800-760-4895, 800-760-4895. That's 800-760-4895.
Welcome back to Beyond the Scoreboard with Rick Horrow, the sports professor. Rick is going to finish up what he does best, giving you the top happenings in sports industry for the week. And we're going to wrap up our second half of the interview with John Carter. The sports professor, Rick Horrow, take it away.
I'm the sports professor, Rick Horrow, with your Sports News Minute. Here we go with the NBA Finals, rematch number 2, series number 3. Joe Lacob, with the Warriors owner, says you got to get back and get some of what it feels like was taken away from us last year. But the Warriors enter the finals having gone 12-0 in the first 3 rounds of the preseason. Every sport has its signature brand rivalry. Nicholas Palmer, Yankees, Red Sox, Michigan, Ohio State. Now we have a newly minted one in the NBA. And companies seem to be flocking to that idea. Taco Bell does a platform deal for the finals alone. Steal a game, steal a taco. Marissa Thalberg, the chief marketing officer of Taco Bell, says regardless of which team ultimately wins, we love the real winners or taco fans everywhere. But the bottom line is the NBA Finals is a top-tier platform for a sponsor like Taco Bell, who will be thrilled to be aligned with the Cavs Warriors Chapter 3. I'm the sports professor, Rick Horrow, and that's Beyond the Scoreboard and the Sports News Minute. Major League Baseball announced that Minor League Baseball became an official partner of Play Ball, baseball's collective initiative to encourage young people to participate in baseball or softball-related activities. To kick off the new partnership, MLB and Minor League Baseball supports the second annual Play Ball weekend, including the spearheading of the summer's official launch with the Oklahoma City Dodgers on June 2, as well as Play Ball Summer with the U.S. Conference of Mayors. Play Ball is one of many exemplary examples of how MLB and the U.S. Conference of Mayors, ramping up their major annual conference in Miami in a few weeks, contribute to find ways to develop relationships in mid-sized cities that greatly contribute to health and youth development initiatives. Live in Pittsburgh for Game 1 of the Stanley Cup Finals, and the NHL finds itself in an incredibly good position. Average franchise value about $505 million, according to Forbes. It's up 3%, with revenues up about 8 to 10% each year. Vegas went for $500 million starting next year, so that's validated. A lot of it's TV, the $5.3 billion 12-year Rogers deal, the ongoing NBC deal, and Major League Baseball Advanced Media pays the NHL $100 million a year for media rights on digital. 5 of the Canadian teams this year out of 7 made the playoffs compared to none last year, so people in Canada clearly happy, though not in Ottawa after a double overtime loss. And international seems to be very important as well. $1 billion generated worldwide merchandise-wise with 50 international licensees and partners, World Cup happening and players coming from over 20 countries. The bottom line is this. They're increasing value. Labor peace means increasing it even more. In the boardroom, the Penguins ranked 11th in value at $560 million versus Nashville 26th at $255 million, despite the frenzy in Nashville. But they don't play the games in the boardroom, do they? The NBA Finals, at long last, the trilogy, the best of 3 over 3-year period between the Cavaliers and the Warriors. Everybody expected it. But a side benefit, the Cavaliers and Goodyear announced a jersey patch partnership beginning next season. The deal includes maybe up to $10 million a year. Goodyear, headquartered in nearby Akron, the deal makes good sense. It's also the hometown of regional favorite son, LeBron James. Deal worth, as we said, over $10 million, the most lucrative of the 6 jersey patch deals signed to date. Remember, StubHub, the pioneer with the Philadelphia 76ers, made it all possible as they started the deal. And while Goodyear's deal is reportedly 8 figures, none of the jersey patch deals would have been possible without the foresight of the Sixers and jersey patch partner StubHub, who pioneered the innovative revenue opportunity for the NBA. I'm the sports professor Rick Horrow with Beyond the Scoreboard. The PGA Tour officially made it across the pond. Earlier this week, reports surfaced that the Florida-based PGA Tour opened an office in London. The move was made for a variety of reasons, but the main one appears to be for media rights and sponsorships. European Tour CEO Keith Pelley insisted Europe will provide a viable alternative to the PGA Tour, but sources within the PGA Tour insist a London office is sensible given the global sponsorship market and an existing relationship with Sky Sports to cover 31 events per year. Although an official announcement is not expected until midsummer, the PGA's London office, already operational, prime focus on media rights and tournament sponsorship. The implication is that the PGA Tour will aggressively court sponsors who otherwise might be attracted to European Tour events. And given the fiscal power of the PGA Tour, this is intriguing. The notion golf is edging toward one global tour is impossible to ignore, as is the PGA Tour's view of London as an important commercial hub. NBA Finals rematch 2 right around the corner. A true cross-conference rivalry capable of carrying the league superpowers as they move forward after separating themselves from the pack. Owner Joe Lacob said, "We're not done. We got to get back some of the history and what's been kind of feeling like taking away from us from last year." They're the first team in NBA history to enter the finals, having gone 12-0 in the first 3 rounds of the postseason. My take is Cavs Warriors, Nicholas Palmer, Federer, Nadal, we may have the most recent chapter in the NBA. Taking advantage of some of that, too. The fact of steal a game, steal a taco is a new promotion through the 17 NBA Finals at Taco Bell. Marissa Thalberg, the chief marketing officer of Taco Bell Corp., says, regardless of which team ultimately wins the championship, we love the real winners will be taco fans everywhere. The NBA Finals is a top-tier platform for a sponsor like Taco Bell, who must be thrilled to be aligned with the Cavs Warriors. Chapter 3. Nashville experiencing an outbreak of Stanley Cup fever. Even though I'm in Pittsburgh for Game 1 of the Stanley Cup and number 2, 3, 4, and 5 in Nashville will be incredible. Impact on the downtown, not just the recent playoff success, but the last 3 or 4 years, been building every year, all political and civic and business folks say. The Tennessean notes a 30% increase during the regular season on FS Tennessee, an 11% local rating for Game 2 of the Western Conference Finals against the Ducks in the latest string of all-time highs. Predators star P.K. Subban has joined Titans quarterback Marcus Mariota as one of the most marketable sports figures in Nashville. And the power to bring hockey to new fans, personality, flair, the following. Another major winner in the Predators' run, Bridgestone, the naming rights partner for the Preds' home ice. With some good news, worldwide retail sales of licensed products last year increased 4.4% to $263 billion. The study commissioned by the Licensing Industry Manufacturers Association, released in conjunction with the Vegas meeting, said the figure is the highest in the study's 3-year history. The report attributed much of the growth to entertainment, sports, publishing, celebrity-related products over licenses. And royalty revenue from 2016 licensed product sales reached $14 billion, a 1.3% increase over the $13.9 billion for 2015. And for the third straight year, entertainment and character licensed properties were the largest category measured, accounting for 45% or $118 billion in global sales. 59% of the global total continue to be U.S. and Canada. It's a small wonder the NFL recently bought a 3% equity stake in Florida-based Fanatics. The licensed products category seemingly has no ceiling. The French Open gets underway in Paris. Fashion brand Lacoste named Novak Djokovic as its new face. He'll act as brand ambassador and will appear in advertising campaigns for the French clothing label Women's Wear Daily says, and along the clothing lineup, he'll also star in the brand's advertising campaign as well as a short film. The announcement follows the expiration of his 5-year deal with Japanese fast fashion retailer Uniqlo, which appointed him as his global brand ambassador in 2012. The 12-time Grand Slam winner, currently ranked at number 2 in the world, has had previous deals with Adidas and Italy-based star Sergio Tacchini, the retail line as well. He'll wear during competition, beginning all the week's French Open main draw, a variety of clothing, and the deal represents a little extra change in Djokovic's shorts in pockets during the Paris fortnight, regardless of how far he advances. The French Open's total prize money this year, 36 million euros, $40.4 million, ranks third behind the U.S. Open and Wimbledon.
And we've got a pricing model. You mentioned all those college and pro teams, and many people think that's where we focus all of our attention, and we do focus attention there, but we focus a lot of attention at the high school level. There's 25,000 of those.
25,000 of those, and they all want to be really good.
Yeah.
They all want to teach their kids how to shoot. What's the point of entry in your basic point of sale? Who do you have to convince first? The coaches, the athletic departments? Obviously, if it's a shot link type concept, and educate me, there is a media component, which means a sponsorship component, which means a television component. What's the pecking order?
Well, it varies depending on who you're talking to. If I'm at a Division I college, I've got to get to the head coach. You know, I might work my way in through the director of operations or the video guy, but I've ultimately got to get to the head coach. At the high school level, we not only have to get to the coaches, but we also have to get to the boosters and parents. So we do a free on-site demo and clinic that our sales reps scatter all over the country. They'll go in, do a little clinic. They'll invite the parents and boosters, and that's how we get them done there. But it varies. It really varies depending on who you're after. You know, you better have some glue, and you better really stick with it, and be passionate about what you're doing, and don't give up. I mean, that's a lot of people I've found tend to, if things don't go well right out of the gate, they tend to move on to something else. But if you're very confident what you've got, which we are, we've stayed the course and worked really hard to get where we are.
Perfect answer. Now the room is cleared out. Now you got investors / teams / coaches. What do you tell them?
Well, we basically talk about this is a really big market, and we're in the world of big data, and the stuff that we do as far as machine learning and the stuff that we do as far as data is very relevant, and there's just a really big market available when you go from the college down to the high schools and up to the professional. It's a very sizable market.
Now the final answer, which could lead to business, probably not, but I'll tell you in advance it could lead to business. So there's this old guy with questionable talent but a big ego, and he's got a basketball court at his house.
Yeah.
But he beats people in horse, but not always. And of course the key is to slam someone so they'll come back.
Hey travelers, do you want to save money on your next flight? Then pick up the phone and call. That's right, call. Because the best prices are not online. They're with SmartFares. See, SmartFares has special deals with the airlines. When they have unsold seats, they use SmartFares to fill them. So you get airline tickets at ridiculously low prices. Our prices are too low to publish online. With the extra money you'll save, you can book another trip or treat yourself to dinner or shopping. So stop searching all of those travel sites to find the lowest price on your next flight. Let one of our SmartFares expert travel agents find ridiculously low prices for you. Call SmartFares today and get the best price on your next flight. Guaranteed. Also, save up to 50% off business and first class tickets.
855-325-1780. 855-325-1780. That's 855-325-1780. Nobody really needs or wants home security until it's too late. You've heard the statistics about how many burglaries there are per day. You see the news. You know there are people out there that do bad things. The best way to help protect your home and your property is with an ADT monitored system from Protect Your Home, an ADT authorized premier provider. Call right now to get a free wireless home security system valued at $850. An ADT monitored system can help protect your home from fires, theft, floods, and call for emergency help. Call now to find out more about our $850 free wireless home security system and start enjoying the peace of mind of security today. Call 800-587-4281. 800-587-4281. 800-587-4281. This offer is for new customers only. Termination fees apply. $99 customer installation charge and 36-month monitoring agreement required. All for details. License terms and conditions available at secureathome.com.
Not too long ago, it felt good to withdraw your cash from the bank, didn't it? For a vacation or a new car. But today, withdrawing your own cash has become risky. Pat Boone here for Swiss America. According to The Secret War, a new Swiss America white paper, I learned that all banks are now required to spy on you and me for the government, and then report any financial behavior deemed suspicious or unusual. You must read The Secret War. It's free. Truth is, I believe the government's new war against cash is really a war against us all. But the secret is now out. So please, get and read The Secret War.
Pick up your phone and call right now. 800-932-5517. 800-932-5517. 800-932-5517. Once again, that's 800-932-5517.
Welcome back to Beyond the Scoreboard with Rick Horrow, the sports professor. Rick will pick up right where we left off with his weekly sports happenings, everything you need to know in the sports industry. After that, he's going to hit you with our exclusive interview. Rick, take it away.
The first team to steal a win on the road during the 2017 NBA Finals will give American consumers a free Doritos Locos Taco. Can't wait. Crunch time during the NBA Finals has a whole new meaning when a stolen win on the road means everyone in America can again win a free Doritos Locos Taco from Taco Bell. Yeah, that comes from Marissa Thalberg, the Chief Marketing Officer of Taco Bell Corp., and she goes on to say, regardless of which team ultimately wins the championship, we love that the real winners will be taco fans everywhere. And the take is that the NBA has a top-tier platform, the Finals, which they can sell to a sponsor like Taco Bell, who will be thrilled to be aligned with Cavs, Warriors, Chapter 3. And it's also all about technology. There's an interesting segue back to something that FIFA just did. They appointed Hawkeye Innovations as the video assistant referee provider for a number of imminent soccer tournaments. The 2016 FIFA Club World Cup in Japan and other events heading to the FIFA Club World Cup in the UAE at the end of the year. The agreement is part of the extensive process to trial the use of video technology within soccer, and the use of VAR technology at these tournaments will examine the impact of the system on the game. There are the same number of on-field officials, but remember all that controversy about goal, no goal, and in a game where you only have 2 or 3 of them at most, that's a very, very important issue. So we've talked about the NBA Finals, and we talk about technology. How about a merger of both of those? A basketball shot tracking technology, coaching device, fan experience for television similar to the 1st and 10 line, a startup company that does all of that for all of basketball. How does a startup get noticed in the sports and technology space? Well, it's really business 101. We caught up with John Carter, the founder of NOAA, a technological organization that does just this, at the Sloan MIT a month and a half ago, but held this for the NBA Finals, basketball relevant, technology relevant, business relevant. John Carter. Keeping score at the Sloan MIT Sports Analytic Conference, everybody from all over the world, and when you look around at the booths over there, also from other worlds as part of our solar system. I don't know where a lot of these people come from, but this is a meet and greet non-paral. It is a time for sports to meet analytics, for old to meet new, for entrepreneurs who have all the money in the world to meet new entrepreneurs. And John Carter with NOAA, I don't know where you fit in that spectrum, but you'll tell us. So
First of all, thank you for doing this. And second, tell us a little bit about NOAA.
Sure. Well, we have a company that have a product's being used by several NBA teams, quite a few college and high school teams, that we track the basketball. So we track the ball. We can tell things like entry angle, ball position within the rim. I can tell you if a shot goes 8 inches deep and 2 inches to the right. And we also know where the shot came from. So now we're able to generate these really unique shot charts and be able to help pinpoint why a player is missing shots. So historically, there's been a lot of tracking around whether the shot scored or not. There's been not been a lot of data around why did it make, why did it miss. And so that's where we come into the picture.
And he's a marvelous entrepreneur, and he's got a great entrepreneurial staff because he comes from Brooklyn, but being in the SEC, ACC country, he's got that fake Southern accent. That's not the case. If you're going to have a basketball device, you better be in basketball country. Right?
That's correct.
And so the interesting thing about your business, as I understand it, is that ShotLink has become an indispensable part of golf, and clearly the first to 10 line, an indispensable time. You can't watch television without it.
Yeah.
Is your technology more of a television aid for fan enhancement? Is it more of a scouting device? Is it a combination? Is it more of a statistical development device? Is it a combination of all of that?
We have intention to reach all those areas you just explained. But at this point, early on, it's about training and data tracking. But we do have every intention of making this data available for media. We think there's a lot of, when, for example, commentators have little meaningful comment about why a player is struggling in that particular game, we can tell them that.
Yeah, so some of them make it sound like they know what they're doing, but they clearly don't. So a free throw coach can use your scouting information to try to teach a player how to release the ball better, et cetera, et cetera.
Exactly.
Is that the idea?
Through all the research, we determine what is the ideal entry angle, what is the ideal entry depth. There is a significant number of basketball players, even at the professional level, that struggle just because they do not get the ball deep enough in the basket. And so we measure all that precisely so a player knows exactly what they need to do to improve.
So the first proof of concept is to identify a significant niche and define it. It sounds like you've got it. This is a business show for business-oriented people. Where do you go? How do you get from that point to actually a ongoing, functioning, revenue, secure, big company?
Well,
where are you in that stage?
Yeah, it's a fairly tough process, as you just defined. But we have been around for a little while, so we had an older two-dimensional system that we sold quite a few of those. And so when we introduced this new product in the summer that's a really complete product, we had a lot of those relationships to go back to. So we already have a half a dozen NBA teams using the product. We already have 15, 20 Division I colleges and probably 100 high schools. So that was just for the fall. And we obviously will be pursuing that heavily this year. But we are a data service provider, so we don't really sell equipment. We go in and install equipment, and then we provide the data back to those teams.
Ladies and gentlemen, you hear the noise in the background. Look out there, all of us, and we see some of it's your competition. Everybody says they've got devices that are perfect. How do you differentiate in a mass situation like this? You believe in your product quite clearly, but the challenge is to get people to understand what the point of difference is and see the reality of it.
Yeah, it is. It is a challenge. We don't, honestly, for as far as all the people out there, we don't have direct competition. We do have 16 issued patents in the space that we operate in. But we do compete with people for, there's only so much that you can attach to a team. So, as far as technology, there's wearables, there's all types of things now. And so we have to convince these, these teams that our technology is appropriate and we're going to make them better.
Your background?
I'm an engineer.
Of course you are. I should have known.
Yeah, I'm an Auburn mechanical engineer, but I've also founded and ran a software company. So I'm also a basketball nut. So I grew up playing basketball and follow the game. I always follow the game very closely. So this was a good fit for me.
A eureka moment. So you're sitting there and you're dabbling with this, and you're saying, "Man, this is interesting." Then you dabble a little more and you say, "Nobody else is doing it." At what point did those paths cross and say, "I'm going to do it"?
Well, pretty early.
Yeah, had to.
Yeah,
right?
Pretty early because, when a player is struggling, one of the things about shooting a basketball, a player can't see their own shot. And that's the reason so many players shoot the ball flat and they have no idea what they're doing. And the coach will say, "Hey, you're shooting the ball flat," and the player doesn't really believe it. And so this generation of players, the most common quote I get from coaches, whether it's a middle school coach or an NBA coach, is this generation of players, they trust technology. So a coach can tell a player, you're shooting too flat or you're shooting short, but when it's measured by a computer, by a piece of technology, they tend to buy into it better, which is kind of interesting.
And then your next step, obviously, is to get some seed money and investment dollars. Tell that story a little bit again for the business audience.
Well, we're really fortunate. We've got a group of angel investors that have been great for us. So we've not had to. We've just been really fortunate. We've got a great group of investors that have supported us when we needed it, and we will likely raise some additional capital within the next 12 months or so.
A good answer that a lot of people around here would have liked to say as well. How hard was the angel investor process? Did you bring some friends over from other ventures? Is that how it worked?
Brought some, from past businesses. Brought some investor friends in who introduced us to other investor friends. You know how this works. I mean, people are really investing in the CEO and the management team, and obviously the business concept and whatnot. But we've been really, really fortunate in that regard.
Scalability. There are 317 Division I college basketball programs. There are a lot more D2 and D3. Obviously, all the NBA, and then in other sports. Have you looked at where you're going to be 3, 4, 5 years from now?
Well, we want to reach. We want to be in every gym. There's over 90% of high school basketball players are not reaching their potential. Over 50% of college players are not reaching their potential, and over 25% of professional basketball players are not reaching their potential. If a player shoots 50 degrees, the optimal is 45. They're not reaching their full potential.
Rebuild or replace transmission, $3,200. Anti-lock brake system, $1,000. Rebuild or replace engine, $2,400. Truth is, once your manufacturer's warranty runs out, it's all on you. Every last cent. Get protection for covered repairs with a vehicle service contract from Toco Warranty. Unlike other companies, with Toco, there's no down payment, and the monthly payments are really affordable. Not sure how long you're keeping your car? At Toco, you can pay as you go. Keep your hard-earned cash and call Toco Warranty right now at 800-222-2313 to save big money on covered auto repairs. Prices vary by vehicle, but for about the cost of a tank of gas per month, a Toco plan has your back on expensive covered car repairs. Monthly payments are very affordable. Get your free quote now. Call Toco at 800-222-2313. That's 800-222-2313. 800-222-2313. Cancellation fee may apply. Subject to eligibility. Not available in Missouri and Washington. Waiting period and deductible apply. Coverage provided and administered by Warrantech Corporation or its affiliates. Not affiliated with any manufacturer or dealership. Visit TocoWarranty.com for complete terms and conditions.
Hi, I'm Dr. Robert Clapper, Chief of Orthopedic Surgery at Cedars-Sinai Medical Group in Los Angeles, California. Dedicated to your health, your life, and your sports. As a weekend warrior, you know about sports injuries and pain. Exercise is an important element in keeping your body's core in good shape to minimize sports injuries. But when you are in pain, there is one product that I recommend to my patients, and that is Blue Goo Gel. Blue Goo consists of a proprietary formula developed specifically for the treatment of inflammation and general muscle aches and strains. I recommend Blue Goo for my patients coping with hip and knee pain before surgery, especially bursitis and tendinitis. Give Blue Blue Goo a try. Call 1-888-330-0123 and you'll receive a 1-week supply of Blue Goo absolutely free. The makers of Blue Goo are even paying the shipping. The number again is 1-888-330-0123. If you want more information on Blue Goo, visit online at www.dothegoo.com.
Now available at select Big 5 stores near you.
When you struggle with credit card bills every month, you're not just in debt. Debt is all around you.
I see people every day that are on the brink. They're going to go over the edge, and at the bottom is bankruptcy, and we pull them back.
At the Debt Helpline, we're experts at helping you resolve your debt problems and become free of debt. We can help you pay off your debt and give you one lower monthly payment that you can afford.
You do get to consolidate your payments. You only have to worry about making one payment a month instead of making 3 or 4 or 5.
If you have $5,000, $10,000 or more in credit card bills, call the Debt Helpline now for a free confidential debt analysis.
800-957-6063. 800-957-6063. Call the CESI Debt Helpline right now for a free confidential debt review. 800-957-6063. 800-957-6063.
Welcome back to Beyond the Scoreboard with Rick Horrow, the sports professor. Rick is going to finish up what he does best, giving you the top happenings in sports industry for the week. And we're going to wrap up our second half of the interview with John Carter. The sports professor, Rick Horrow, take it away.
I'm Bloomberg contributing editor Rick Horrow, and this is your Sports Business Minute. Earlier in the week, reports surfaced that the Florida-based PGA Tour opened an office in London. The move was made for a variety of reasons, but main one appears to be good for media rights and sponsorships. The European Tour insisted Europe will provide a viable alternative to the PGA Tour, and sources within the PGA Tour insist a London office is sensible given the global sponsorship market and existing relationship with Sky Sports to cover 31 events per year. And although an official announcement not expected till midsummer, the PGA's London office already operational with its prime focus on media rights and tournament sponsorship. The implication is that the PGA Tour will aggressively court sponsors who otherwise might be attracted to European Tour events. And given the fiscal power of the PGA Tour, this is intriguing. The notion golf is edging upwards toward one global tour, impossible to ignore, as is the PGA Tour's view of London as an important commercial hub. I'm Bloomberg contributing editor Rick Horrow, and that's your Sports Business Minute.
Can that person use your product?
Yeah, absolutely. We have a lot of systems that have been installed in people's driveways.
Is that right?
We absolutely do.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, he's sending me one, and I'm coming back. As a better horse player, you better watch out. John Carter, Noah, thank you very much, my friend. Thank you.
You bet.
Okay.
We'd like to thank John Carter. That's our show for today, ladies and gentlemen. A really key beginning of the NBA Finals and the NHL Finals as well. Look at all of our 15 to watch, csnne.com, and the same thing in Chicago. And if you want to subscribe, iTunes feed, Stitcher, Google Play, Audio Boom, to keep up with the latest issues of news, marketing, endorsements, all over the trillion-dollar business of sports. I'm Rick Horrow, sports professor. I'd like to thank Tanner Simpkins for putting this together as they do every week. And again, I'd like to thank you for watching and listening. And join us next week when we go Beyond the Scoreboard.